All right, let's get into this Snow White conversation. So, I don't know if you're familiar with this, the new recent Snow White movie that just came out.
I am. They've been saying that they don't like the casting.
I mean, well, a lot of people are mad at Rachel Zegler. I think that is the star of the movie. She's the one who plays Snow White. She was very outspoken. Like, she's like a very outspoken, like, feminist girl. And also, she had said some things regarding the conflict in Palestine. And I think that rubbed some people the wrong way. There was also some other things I want to get into, but we were going to start talking about one portion of this in regards to the little people who were used in the movie. We're going to touch on that. But before we started recording, the producer's son essentially attacked her on Instagram about the movie.
What did he say?
So somebody commented and said, your dad flew to New York City to reprimand a young actress. Any words on this? Because this is creepy as hell and uncalled for. People have the right to free speech, no? Shame on your father. He responds, you really want to do this? Yeah, my dad, the producer of an enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting the movie for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for. This is called adult responsibility and accountability, and her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in your private employment without repercussions. Tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked the conversation for her own immature desires at the risk of all of the colleagues and crew and blue-collar workers who depend on the movie to be successful. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged.
Oh, wow. He lit her up.
Yeah, he read her crazy.
So, I love when I just randomly have gossip that ties into this, but blind items. So apparently her, the Snow White European promo tour has been canceled completely because she allegedly was at one of the events for the United States premiere high.
Oh, shit.
Off her ass. Allegedly.
Like off some pills type?
No, coke.
Coke, oh, okay.
They said it was coke. They
fully
said it was the booger sugar.
I could imagine she's been kind of stressed out because a lot of people in the a lot of people in the MAGA sphere have kind of hijacked and co-opted, onto this disdain of this movie and everything she stood out for, because she's like a outspoken feminist. Like, I seen people then highlight her skin showing, because she's hairy, like a little hairy on her. They like highlighting her skin, trying to say, look at this hairy woman.
I saw
showing
them saying
unflattering
that
pictures.
Oh no, they were saying that the woman that plays the other character was too old.
Oh, Gal Gadot?
Yeah.
No, I saw people talking shit about her. But mostly it's been centered around Rachel.
Yeah.
And Rachel, like I say, she has been very much outspoken regarding this.
I like that. I like when people are outspoken against atrocities going on in the world, and if that negatively affects you and you keep speaking out, then that's amazing.
I think some of the stuff though that she has said is kind of ties into the thing I was telling you about with the Dochi, where it's like you're trying to have many people purchase you, as many people as possible purchase you, and when you may take certain stances, you then put people who have other obligations, which is this film, in jeopardy, like he was saying.
Well, if you're with Disney, then I don't think you can take a hard political stance on anything. I think you should probably just not have opinions.
I mean, if you're going to use
for that period of time that you're promoting the movie.
if you're going to use the movie moment itself and the fact that, the promo run to kind of hijack it for your movement or whatever you just, your ideology or whatever, you kind of have to understand the blowback that's going to come with that, because they're paying you to be a blank script, basically. Yeah. Like, you go there and smile, do the high fives and waves, and then you go about your business.
Especially Disney.
And like I said, like people like Charlie Kirk and stuff have been like showing where she's been in screenings of the movie trying to say, oh, it's an empty screening, nobody's coming to see this movie. Like, it's been crazy.
I did not know that it was that insane.
I think a lot of people are just being a little hard on it because the Disney remakes haven't so well in general. But
also, like, Maleficent was a thing just now. Like, there's already been. No, that's not a Snow White thing. Well, yeah, no.
See, I was going to go into that, but before we can touch on that. Thing? It is. But
it is. Yeah. So there's already been live action remakes.
Well, what I was going to say is that's what they need to go back to, because these movies that they're remaking were animated movies. They were built with cartoons in mind, meaning cartoon expressions, cartoon body movements. Like, this was not meant to be a live action. We need to go back to when you just took a story out of the universe and then you did that, like a Maleficent, like the old Peter Pan movie with Robin Williams, where you took a story.
The one with Emma Roberts where she was Cruella. That was, oh my, chef's kiss.
Those are always the better
good.
stories. If you take him away to take that universe or somebody from that character, that one of those characters, and then tell a story outside of that story, then you can tell the story the way that you want to tell it.
Give us the story from the dwarves' perspective this time. Like, what do they do on a daily basis? What were they doing before they met Snow White?
And I'm glad you brought up the dwarves. So the big controversy that was going on as well, or alongside it, was the fact that, you know, they use CGI dwarves for Snow White.
Like, little people don't exist.
So this is interesting because generally that would be, you know, the normal thing. You would get a bunch of little people to be in this movie. But one of the people who were actually calling for this to not happen early on, or this is what I was reading, again, so I want to say alleged, but it was Peter Dinklage. And they were saying that he was stopping this from being like real people.
Peter Dinklage is the guy from Game of Thrones.
Guy from Game of Thrones.
Niggas not gonna know what his name is, but the little person from Game of Thrones.
So he was trying to talk about this as being like just backwards or whatever, criticizing the movie. But a lot of people in the industry who are little people were like, hey, these are our roles.
That's what I was thinking, because if I'm a little person and an actor, there's only but so many roles that I can fit into. If they're using CGI now, then you're putting me out of work. And you're the only little person who's in Hollywood in this position. And you're damaging everybody else's pockets.
So the theory is, and this is, again, speculation, that he is doing this so that they can't create a new little person in Hollywood, so that he can have his reign extend maybe another 5 to 10 years.
He want to be the only little star.
The only one.
You could at least let a woman get in there. Like, you're a man. At least let a little woman get in there.
But I mean, a woman wouldn't have been no dwarf. All the dwarfs are men.
Oh, yeah, they are, huh? First of all, they didn't have to be. We change everything about everything. There could have been 1 or 2 women dwarves as one of Snow White's little helpers. They could have been high-hoeing.
The implications, though, man, like, you got 1 or 2 of them. They getting passed around by the other dwarfs. Like,
why would that's
an implication?
Be a thought that pops up in your head.
But also, too,
is
one of the
little people getting trains ran on them.
Because that could happen. And also another thing, too,
What
hold on.
do you-
Another part of the story.
Yo, oh my God.
I'm dead ass. Another part of the story. I am. Another part of the story is the dwarves didn't have women around them. So that's why Snow White was enticing.
They didn't sexually assault her.
So I mean, they didn't.
Well, in the Disney version, because I think in the originally version, because you know the Brothers Grimes are like where they took these stories from. I think they did actually.
So that's what I'm saying. So
fully sexually assault and rape that lady.
So I mean, I don't know the accuracy of that statement.
I'm gonna do a Google while you. No, I think they actually did.
Again,
because they weren't fairy tales; those were like horror stories.
They were fables,
and
stuff.
Horror stories.
You should look up a Little Mermaid one, but no, that's what I was just saying. Like, the story doesn't make sense if you have a woman dwarf in there. So again, I think that's really nasty of him if he's doing that for real. Like, I don't think the whole grandstanding, and especially in this day and age, for how we're moving forward now, let them folks get their money. Because you hurting more people than you actually doing good by them trying to salvage the good name of little people. Like, let them rock
I was
out.
wrong. The dwarves did not rape Snow White in the original version. She worked as a maid after she sought refuge.
But my point is that they was enticed by her, though. Like, her being a woman and them being some old men in the house together was like as a narrative device that they were trying to use.
Mm-hmm.
You still trying to?
No, because this kind of seems like
the
the regular Snow White story. actually, I might be still right about the. Okay, let's move on.
No accuracy here. None at all.
I don't have enough time. That's why we need a third.